Good afternoon friends. Very important video on a very important topic under GST, on which an instruction number 3/22/23 has been issued by the CBIC, providing the guidelines for summons. Friends, since the last 2 to 3 years under the GST regime, it is seen that many a times summons under section 70 are issued where a mere notice for requisition of information or documents would have been sufficient, and similarly a investigation, search and seizure process is initiated where a mere access to business premises under section 71 could have been sufficient. While there is a CBIC flyer on investigation, search and seizure where it is mandated that investigation, search and seizure under GST should be resorted to only as a measure of last resort. But there were no guidelines under GST for summons. Now, vide instruction 3/22/23, there is a clear-cut guidelines, 11 guidelines to be precise, on primarily 3 issues raised by trade and industry. Like many a times under summons, documents which are already uploaded on the GST portal like returns etc. are required, which may be accessed by the officers directly from the GST portal. Sometimes high ranking officials of the company are summoned at the very first instance. Officials like chairman, managing director, CEO, even CFO, who are not involved in the day-to-day operations under GST and the day-to-day record keeping under GST, they are summoned without much value addition which they can do because they are not involved in the day-to-day operations. They are summoned even at the first instance, causing a lot of hardship to the company and not resulting in a lot of value for the summoning officer also most of the times. And third issue was, as we have already discussed, where information or documents can be gathered by mere notices or letters under GST. Well, summons under section 70 of the CGST Act is issued for 2 purposes. First, to gather evidence, even oral evidence, and second, to gather documents or information. Now, to take care of these 3 issues raised by the trade and industry, 11 guidelines under summons in GST has been issued via this instruction 22/23, which we will discuss one by one. So first is that summons are issued generally by the superintendents. However, henceforth the superintendents have to take a written permission from the AC or DC for issuing the summons. Superintendents AC and DC are required to judiciously decide now whether a mere notice under GST for calling for information or documents would be sufficient or a summon is necessary. These reasons have to also be documented for future purpose. So now not only superintendents who are summoning, but even the AC and DC who are giving the permission for summons, they have to be judicious enough to invoke summons under section 70. All the summon letters should be affixed with a document identification number as required by CBIC circular in 2019 and now mandated by the Honorable Apex Court in the case of Pradeep Goel, also on the state officials. Many a times when industry represented and went for due compliance of summons, it was seen that the officer who has summoned was not available as he had gone on some other duty, and this appearance or non-appearance was not documented on the order sheet also. Now it is mandatory to document each appearance or non-appearance in the order sheet. Very important is that the officer should be present. If he is not present, he should prior intimate to the taxpayer, and the summons should be adequately serviced. There are Apex Code guidelines on what is a proper service and what is not. For example, a summon service should be to the proper officer and at the registered premise of the taxpayer rather than a mere additional business premise of the taxpayer. So it is important for the officer to properly service the summon. Summons should not require those information or returns kind of data which are already uploaded on the GST portal. So whatever is uploaded already on the GST portal, that should not be required under summons to be produced again. Now most important is that the person who is summoned, he should know beforehand whether he is the accused, co-accused, or he is being summoned only as a witness in the case. Most of the time summons are issued by merely writing a statement that you are required to be present on so and so date to provide evidence or to provide information or documents. The person does not only know what documents he has to produce, what information he has to produce, in what capacity is he being summoned. Last and most important is top officials like CMD, Managing Director, CFO, CEO, and such officials should be summoned only after due compliance of 3 conditions. First, they should not be summoned at the first instance. At the first instance, an accountant or a tax official of the company should be summoned who can provide proper evidences, information and documents with which the officer can be satisfied. A top official can be summoned only if he is involved in the decision making process. Now many a times we have seen that even independent directors are summoned. If the independent director is not involved in the decision making process, there is no way he should be summoned as has been provided in this instruction. And even if the director or a top official is involved in the decision making process, it has to be ensured that such decision making has led to a loss of revenue of the department. Just because a director is involved in the purchase process and possibly a L2 supplier has defaulted in the GST compliance, just merely because of that, this top official like a director, managing director, CEO, etc. cannot be summoned. A minimum of 3 summons have to be issued before invoking section 172 or 174 of IPC and alleging that a taxpayer is absconding or not complying with the requirements of a public servant. And we have already discussed that these summons should be serviced adequately before invoking section 172 and 174 of Indian Penal Code. So friends, this guidelines and instruction number 3/22/23 on summons, we feel is a very positive step by the CBIC, and now many a times a notice can be issued without invoking a judicial proceeding like a summon at the drop of a hat. Thank you very much for listening, and please circulate this video. Please press the bell button for maximum dissemination of knowledge. Stay tuned for further updates on GST, income tax, customs, DGFT, etc. Thank you very much.